Hey, guess what's happening on this week's episode of the Beating Diabetes Lifestyle Podcast with your friend and host, Oscar Camejo.
Hey, what's going on? Thank you for joining me for this week's episode of the Beating Diabetes Lifestyle Podcast. It's me, your host, Oscar Camejo. Hey, I've been thinking about you lately. If you're struggling with your weight and you're finding it very difficult to shed those extra pounds that maybe you've gained over the years, I know the struggle firsthand. Trust me, I've been there, done that. You probably look in the mirror and you get frustrated. That was me too. Maybe you hate weighing yourself because you know what the scale is going to say. You hear the voice in your head thinking that it's the scale telling you you're still heavy. You haven't even made any progress. You might as well enjoy yourself and eat what you want. After all, you're still heavy. Well, let me say something to you. I want you to listen closely to what I have to say. Listen very attentively. The scale doesn't actually speak. What you're hearing when you step on that scale is negative self-talk. It's that self-doubt that we all deal with, whether it's dealing with personal issues, whether it's dealing with what the scale looks like. Trust me, we all deal with this issue. And sometimes, let's be honest, what you're hearing when you step on the scale is very discouraging. But I want you to know something. It's a lie. That negative self-talk, it's a lie. It's only there to distract you. So I want you to be encouraged today. And here's the reality. The scale is simply a tool to help you measure your body's total weight. That's it. It is not an indicator of your worth, your value, or even your commitment to living a healthy lifestyle. We're just talking about simple math, right? When you step on the scale, it's a measurement. It's not an indicator whether you're a quitter or not. It's not an indicator whether you're disciplined or not. It's not even an indicator of how committed you are to your journey. It is simply a tool. So change your relationship, folks, with that scale. So in today's episode, I'll be sharing my personal weight loss journey in the hopes that my story will somehow inspire you and encourage you to keep moving and to even jumpstart your weight loss journey. So we're going to go over how I lost over 80 pounds in less than a year and what I do to keep it off. It's not easy, but it's something worth listening to. So stick around to hear the rest of today's episode. You don't want to miss it. Hey, once again, welcome to this week's episode of the Beating Diabetes Lifestyle Podcast with me, your host, Oscar Camejo, where we help diabetics and non-diabetics make lifestyle changes to reverse type 2 diabetes. And like I said, I'm your host. I publish this podcast every Wednesday. So thank you for tuning in. I'm not sure how you joined in, but however you came through, whether you heard about me on social media, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, or maybe word of mouth, I am so glad that you're here. So let's get into today's episode. When I meet people at the gym or maybe in the grocery store and we get on the subject of health and nutrition, I just start talking to people sometimes. Or people may come up to me and ask me, am I a trainer or whatnot? I like to share with them what I used to weigh. And people get shocked when I tell them that I used to be 268 pounds. I mean, you should see the look on most people's faces. They're like, no way. And then I tell them how old I am, or shall I say how young I am. They can't believe it. I'm 49 years old at the time of this recording. I usually show them a few pictures of how big I was and how I ballooned up to 268 pounds and what I looked like. And without fail, people get shocked. They look and most people say, wow, you look like a totally different person. Someone even jokingly once said, Oscar, man, you lost a whole person. And you know what? Yeah, to be honest, I feel like a different person too. But make no mistake, it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy to get to where I am today. I was telling somebody yesterday, those first 5 pounds that I was trying to lose, man, it was difficult. Every minute getting on the scale, thinking that I'm going to see a change, an immediate change, and nothing. I mean, nada. Sometimes it looked like I had gained weight even when I was turning my life around, man. And, trying to eat right and going to the gym, and I was getting frustrated. So in today's episode, I'm going to share with you some stuff that I believe is really going to help you out. There's some steps that I took, and that I had to really apply in my own life to jumpstart my health journey. And I believe you can too. You see, I'm also going to share with you, what to do when you're struggling to lose weight and you don't see results right away. Now, some people may say, well, what's the big deal about losing weight? Is it really that big of a deal? Well, when I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes back in August 2020, after being hospitalized due to diabetes complication, I didn't even know I had type 2 diabetes. After that entire ordeal, I went to my doctor, and my doctor was like, yeah, buddy, you got to make some changes, and we need to start with putting you on meds, and you got to start losing weight, but I wasn't given a game plan, but I knew that I had to lose weight. And I started doing some research and understanding why weight loss was very critical to losing weight. I had to start doing some research. Well, I actually started doing some research on the importance of losing weight to reverse type 2 diabetes. But then the more I started focusing on reversing type 2 diabetes in my own life, as a matter of fact, I didn't even know you could do such a thing. It was once I decided to just do some more research, I started hearing about people reversing type 2 diabetes and how they use weight loss to do it. So I said, well, hey, you know what? I need to change my whole thinking and my entire mindset about weight loss and, this whole diabetes thing. Because I was determined that, hey, bro, man, I am not going back to the hospital. No way. Not because of type 2 diabetes. And I was dealing with high blood pressure and, hypertension and some other stuff. And I'm like, man, no way. After that week of being in the hospital, I just got fed up and it was like, no way. I'm not going to get to the point where I have to come back to the hospital. No, Yeah, I was overeating all the time. I was malnourished. I was dehydrated. And now on top of that, not exercising on a regular basis. Matter of fact, I don't think I was exercising at all. It was the occasional, you go to the gym and you sign up for this gym. They get you with the whole sign up for $1. I just did not see the true value of working out until I had this diabetes scare, man. And I just had to turn things around. So I wanted to use today's episode to really encourage you all, because you may be in the same scenario. Maybe you recently have been diagnosed with pre-diabetes or diabetes, or maybe you haven't been diagnosed at all, but you are concerned about your health, and you know that weight loss is very important to turning your health and fitness around. So I came across this reading somewhere online, or maybe in one of the books I was reading, that people who lose at least up to 5% of their body weight will start seeing dramatic results. So I'm like, okay, 5%, what is that? So I started calculating, and I'm like, I can do that, And so I just started, really changing my mindset about, weight loss. And yeah, when I would step on the scale, I wouldn't see immediate results, but I just kept going. There was just something in me, that was determined not to go back to the hospital, not to get back to, this unhealthy state. Now, I'm talking about being in the middle of this, I guess, crisis, if you will, or potential for a crisis. At my max weight, I'm 268 pounds. And you're talking about, being overweight and being obese, and now talking about changing my whole lifestyle. Folks, I mean, it was not easy. It was not easy. So I didn't set out to lose a magic number of pounds. I didn't set out to lose 80 pounds. I didn't know I was going to lose 80 pounds. All I knew was that I needed to lose weight. and not die or lose limbs because of type 2 diabetes. I didn't want to end up in the hospital again. I didn't want to end up getting a foot amputated or a leg amputated. I didn't want to die. So if you want to say that was a motivator, going through that health scare was a motivator, so be it. But trust me, I have friends who've passed away. I have friends who've had body parts amputated, and I didn't want that for myself. My heart goes out to those families and people who have had those crises in their life. That's a dramatic thing. So I'm not sitting on this magic carpet, folks, of, knowledge and preferential treatment. No, I had to put in the hard work to lose over 80 pounds. I looked up one day and I had lost 10 pounds and I just kept going. And I had lost 15 pounds and I was tracking my weight, tracking my progress. I just kept going and kept going, kept exercising. And then all of a sudden I hit this plateau once. I think my plateau was, I had gotten down to 220 pounds, I want to say. And it felt like no matter what I did, I was not losing weight. I was just staying at a steady 200 and it could have been 225 or 220 pounds, somewhere around there. And it was just like, man, what's going on? I started losing weight and I'm eating right, and I just needed to figure out what was going on. So what I learned was I was building muscle at the same time. And, I'll get into the difference between the weight of muscle and the weight of fat. And when you're calculating your BMI, I do all that probably in another episode. And I've talked about it before, but I was shedding pounds as far as fat, but I was gaining muscle. And I thought that I was not making any progress because, again, I had a wrong relationship with that scale. It wasn't like I was out there eating cheap meals and wilding out and, no, it wasn't that. It was that my body was going through changes. It was adapting to this new lifestyle of health and nutrition. I was building muscle, and then I had to learn what the body does with muscle growth and how does muscle grow and how does it help to burn fat. But I was looking in the mirror and I did notice changes in my body composition, but the scale was telling me something different. So that's why I started the episode talking about the scale and how not to allow the scale to determine whether you're making weight loss progress or not. So in any case, I want to switch gears and give you some recommendations. It's about 10 things in a nutshell that I did to lose over 80 pounds and what I do to keep it off and what I did to keep it off. Now, this is not a comprehensive list. It's not saying that, hey, do these 10 things and you're going to have the same results. You may have better results than I do and that I was able to achieve, or you just may not get the same results. However, what I can promise you is that when you stick to whatever program or whatever regimen is doable, is sustainable, you will see results. Now, before I get into these 10 things, let me say this to you. No matter what I say on this podcast, no matter what you hear in another podcast or what you read in a book or what you read online when you Google in the middle of the night and you're trying to figure out how do I get these 5 pounds, 10 pounds and 30 pounds off my body, no matter what you read, the common denominator has to be a mindset change and a commitment to doing whatever it takes in a healthy way to lose weight and be healthy. Don't just look at losing weight, folks, just to lose weight. Because let's be honest, what happens after you lose the 30 pounds? Then what? Are you going to go back to eating the way that you are eating now? Hopefully not. Are you just trying to go into the gym so you can lose those 30 pounds? And then what? I get stuck on that 30 pounds because I remember my 30-year class reunion wow, 30 years, was coming up about a year or so ago. Actually, it was last year. Yeah, it was last year. And I was like, okay, someone had put a challenge out there. No, they had put an invitation to all of the graduating class of 1991 at Miami Coral Park. So shout out to my Miami folks. So our 30-year reunion was coming up. And so I was like, okay, great. I'm going to lose 30 pounds for this class reunion. And I did it as a joke, but I was kind of serious. And I actually met that weight goal. But then I started thinking like, okay, let's be honest. Do I lose this weight just to look good at this class reunion? And yeah, I did look good. I'm not going to lie. Well, I like how I look. Let's put it like this. And it was noticeable. You know, people at my class reunion was like, wow, man, you look the same like you were in high school. You know, yeah, I'll pat myself on the back, but you know, in any case, but my thing was, okay, now that I lost that 30 pounds at that point, what am I going to do? Am I just going to plateau? I mean, the class reunion is over. Get back on the plane and you come back to Atlanta. Now what? So don't lose weight to just fit in an outfit. Don't lose weight just to look good for a wedding. Don't lose weight just to look good for some big event that's coming up. People, we're talking about your ongoing health. A health lifestyle. That's why I named and felt inspired to name this podcast, the Beating Diabetes Lifestyle. Because guess what? Diabetes and other health complications, you know, heart disease and fatty liver disease and all these other chronic illnesses and immune deficiency disorders and all this other stuff. They don't care about your event. They don't care about your outfit. These diseases do not care about who you're trying to impress on social media with your gym pics. That disease is working 24 hours a day doing what it does best. And that's interrupt your metabolism, interrupt your healthy cells from growing and developing and then doing what it's designed to do. So guess what, folks? You got to work hard and you got to make this a lifestyle. So don't make things so complicated. I do not believe that health and nutrition and losing weight needs to be so doggone complicated. So when I started my TikTok channel, it was very clear. My first video it actually went viral. I was telling people, hey, weight loss and reversing type 2 diabetes does not have to be complicated. It just needs to be simple. So these steps that I'm about to give you, or these practical steps that I'm about to give you, are not complicated. I'll tell you honestly, along my journey, I didn't do what a lot of people do. I didn't get a personal trainer. I'm not against getting a personal trainer. I didn't count calories. That wasn't my thing. It was too complicated to count calories. I didn't start following a diet trend. I'm not a trendy person. I'm cool, but I'm not trendy. I just never liked to follow the crowd. I was always the type to push the envelope or to do something different. That's just my mindset. So I didn't follow a specific diet. People ask me sometimes, hey, so what diet are you on? And I look at them and I tell them, I'm not on any diet. Am I against dieting? Am I against people doing the keto diet and the Atkins diet? And remember back in the day, the South Beach diet and Weight Watchers. And no, I'm not against any of that. You know, that works for some people, but for Oscar, for OC, Mr. Diabetes Reversal Coach, yeah, that sounds kind of good. But it just, for me, I didn't want to make that a part of who I am because I wanted to do something that was sustainable. So I am not on a specific diet. How I eat now is my lifestyle. So I do eat closer to more of a Mediterranean type diet. You know, look it up and you'll see what I'm talking about. From my salads to what I eat for lunch and dinner is close to a Mediterranean diet. I don't do a lot of carbs. And maybe in an episode, I'll speak specifically on what I eat and whatnot. But I just don't want it to become like the Bible of eating, because I don't believe in that. I don't want to set a trend, and I don't want people to follow a trend. I want you to develop a lifestyle that you can maintain so that you can as well lose weight, prevent type 2 diabetes, prevent illness, prevent stroke, prevent heart attacks, prevent fatty liver disease, prevent all these chronic illnesses that can be prevented through a simple lifestyle change. So I can't stress it enough. So anyway, let me get into these 10 recommendations, because I know you all are looking forward to getting these recommendations. So number 1, take your health seriously, folks. Don't wait for something tragic to happen or some near-death experience for you to turn things around. Don't wait to get to the hospital and then decide, okay, now I'm going to turn things around. Or you go to the doctor and you find out something and he's like, okay, now I'm going to take my health seriously. No, do it now, because you've been given this body. It's one body, this one life. What are you going to do with it? Today is the beginning of the rest of your life. What are you going to do with this day? What are you going to do with your body? Number 2, change the way you eat every day. That goes back to that lifestyle. I'm talking about Sunday through Saturday. Change the way you eat. Now, some people get nervous when they hear that. They think, oh, do I have to give up my hamburgers and French fries and my pork ribs and pork bacon and all of that? I'm not going to get into all of that, but listen, the thing that has contributed to more diseases in this day and age is what we put in our bodies. So we do have to change the way that we eat every day. That's what I had to do to lose over 80 pounds and keep this weight off. I had to change the way that I eat, plain and simple. I couldn't go and get a Dunkin' Donuts blueberry cake donut every day like I used to. I don't go anymore because I changed the way that I eat. I have no need and no desire for donuts. It wasn't easy, but I had to do it. I had to stop going to this famous and very popular food place, fast food place, to get I used to get a chicken, it was an egg and cheese bagel or croissant every morning, and have sweet tea or lemonade, or sweet tea mixed with lemonade every morning. Then go to the same place for lunch and have this chicken sandwich, fried chicken sandwich, and with some more lemonade, and then have French fries. And sometimes for dinner, eating at another fast food place. And in between, eating a lot of junk food, a lot of chips and so forth. So I had to change the way that I eat every day. So I'm encouraging you to do the same thing. So that was number 2. Now, number 3, drink more water and eliminate sugary drinks from your daily lifestyle. Yeah, drink more water. I'm going to be very simple. Drink more water. Stop fighting it. Yeah, I know you don't like the taste of water. I didn't either. So I had to figure out how to change the taste of water and add lemon to it, or add fresh lemon juice or whatever to the water to give it that extra taste. No, I'm not talking about going and buying the flavored water, because that's a bunch of sugar in it as well. So no, drink more filtered water. I should be more specific, and incorporate more drinking water incorporate drinking water in your daily lifestyle. Now, a good measurement, they say, is to drink half of your body weight in ounces. So whatever your body weight is now, drink half of that in ounces. Now, there's different tools and different ways to go about drinking. Now, does that mean you should carry a gallon of water every day wherever you go? That's not practical. I don't do it myself. I think it looks kind of weird walking around with a gallon of water every day. That's just me. I'm not telling you not to do it or to do it. You do what works for you. But the bottom line is drink more water every day and get in the habit of drinking water with every meal. And on top of that, start eliminating these sugary drinks. I'm talking about your soda. Yes, soda. I used to have a soda sometimes in the afternoon, or anytime I went to the grocery store. I used to get a soda or some type of sports drink or these energy drinks. I mean, those energy drinks, they're full of sugar and they're contributing to your weight gain. Even when I started working out, I used to get this popular, and I'm not going to name the brand, but you probably know what I'm talking about. It starts with a G. Anyway, I used to get this thing every day, thinking and going into the gym thinking that, hey, I'm keeping up with my hydration. And then one day I realized that thing was just that 8-ounce bottle or that 12-ounce bottle or 16-ounce bottle was full of so much artificial sugar. So I had to stop drinking. Anyway, I can go on and on about that. I don't want to make you G drinkers upset. But hey, if you want to lose weight, get rid of it. In any case, and even people who drink a lot of coffee, they add a lot of sugar in it. Oh my gosh, you need to stop that. Now, coffee in and of itself is not bad. It actually has some benefits to it. However, if you're struggling with drinking coffee because of the caffeine, there's other alternatives. I'm not a coffee drinker myself, but there are some healthier alternatives. So number 4, let's move on. Make exercising a lifestyle and not a short-term fix. That's self-explanatory. Some people sign up for the gym for a period and they're just trying to meet a certain goal. And then once they meet that goal or even get close to it, they give up. I mean, they stop and they keep it moving. Or some people join a gym and it becomes too quote unquote hard to maintain because they're trying to work out at very odd times and it's just not sustainable, or they just don't have a plan. So my thing to encourage you to do is to make exercise a lifestyle and not a short-term fix. Does that mean you have to go to the gym? No, you can work out at home. But the goal is to find a program, not to go, just kind of haphazardly, just scrolling the internet for just any type of work program for that one day or workout routine for that one day. No, what I had to do was find a program that was, number one, free, that I didn't have to subscribe to, that I can follow and keep up with and make it a part of my lifestyle. And I'm happy to say that because of this program that I found, and I'm okay with saying the name, it was through the Nike Training Club. I started following Joe Holder. He's a trainer. He's a Nike master trainer. And his program is he actually has 2 programs on there. There's a 4-week program and a 6-week program, I think. And I've been using the same 2 programs since June 8th of 2021. And shout out to Joe Holder. I actually have communicated with him through social media. And it's just awesome. This guy is awesome. And he really cares about people. And he also talks about health and nutrition. So big up to my man, Joe Holder, and the Ocho system. In any case, so number 5, change your relationship with food. And I've said this before in other podcasts and on social media. In order to change the relationship that you have with food, you have to change your mindset and understand what food is. Food is not for comfort. We don't eat food for comfort. We shouldn't eat food for comfort. Food is fuel. So when you start looking at from your vegetables to your fruit and other like protein and whatnot, you start looking at food for what it is. It is to feed the body the nutrients and vitamins and minerals that it needs, that your body needs to be in good and optimal health. So the relationship that you have with food is very important. So you need to change your relationship with food. Now, some people eat food just because they're hungry. That's not why you should eat food. The hunger is actually the body's way of signaling that it's time to give it fuel so it can do what it does, right? So what I started doing, I actually bought a book on the human anatomy, and it talks about digestive health. It talks about nutrition, and talks about the skeletal system, muscular system, everything. So I wanted to understand how food affects my body. From the top of my head to the sole of my feet, I wanted to understand, okay, when I eat spinach, what is that spinach going to do to my body? Because if I had a deficiency in a certain area, I would find out about, okay, what does that food, what will that food do to my body? So I started incorporating spinach and broccoli and red peppers, green peppers, orange peppers, yellow peppers. I started thinking or learning about salmon and getting protein from salmon and not just with chicken. And okay, well, if I eat beef, on an occasion, what type of beef do I buy? So the basic thing that I want you to keep in mind, again, is change your relationship with food, but that comes with understanding what food is. Food is not for comfort. Let me reiterate that. Food is for fuel, bottom line. Number 6, trust the process even when you don't see immediate results. You're going through a process of transformation, folks. You're trying to lose weight. You're working on losing weight. You're working on reversing these health conditions, so it's going to take trust in the process. First of all, you have to have a process and follow the process and stick to it, stick to the plan. But you have to trust the process even when you don't see immediate results. Those first 5 pounds that I lost, those were probably the toughest pounds, those first 5 pounds, because you're dealing with all this mental things that are this mental roller coaster and emotional roller coaster. So the bottom line is trust the process even when you don't see immediate results. And even when you start seeing results, don't give up, don't quit, don't turn back. You have to keep moving forward, keep making progress, okay? Number 7, learn about the benefits of losing weight. Obviously, it's losing weight is not just to meet a certain goal, but we're talking about living a lifestyle and just understanding literally when you lose at least 5% of your body fat or your body, even your body fat. What does that mean? What health benefits are there in doing that? Because that's going to help you, is going to help motivate you to keep moving. So understanding and learning the benefits of losing weight is going to make a big difference in your life. So that was number 7. Number 8, stop comparing your progress to someone else's results. That's really big. So again, stop comparing yourself and your progress to someone else's results. When you go to the gym and you see these muscular people or these very athletic looking people, male or female, and you look at yourself and you hang your head down and you try not to be noticed in the gym because you're like, man, look at that person. Well, you don't know that person's story. You don't know what they've struggled with. You don't know what they looked like when they first started going to the gym and when they took their health seriously. People have different reasons for why they are in the gym and why they're working out. You may have family members and friends who are, they're very active. They're physically fit. They go parasailing. They go skydiving. They do all these adventurous things. And you're like, man, I wish I can be like them. No, don't wish like you can be like anybody else. Look in the mirror of the future and see the person that you want to be. That's what's important. Forget about what everybody else looks like. When I was going to the gym and I was overweight and I was struggling to get through a 20-minute workout, breathing heavy, wanting to just give up and not make it through the Joe Holder program, I had to dig deep, people. Yeah, there was people all around. People didn't even notice me in the gym. Not that I went to the gym to be noticed, but people didn't speak to me in the gym. I was just on my grind. I didn't care about what other people were doing. Did I notice other people? Yeah, but that wasn't my motivation. No, my motivation was to lose weight, reverse type 2 diabetes, and be healthy and live a healthy lifestyle. So don't compare yourself and your progress to someone else's results. And here's the other thing with that. Sometimes what other people are doing may not be the thing that you need to do because you don't know if some people have been cutting corners or not. So let me leave that alone. Don't use their words. Anyway, where we are. Okay, here we are. Number 9, we're almost done. Make yourself accountable to the most important person, and that is to yourself. Now, what do I mean by that? When you set out to lose weight and you have this goal of losing weight and having a lifestyle or living a lifestyle of health and nutrition, the person that you're with 24 hours a day is yourself. So when that negative self-doubt comes when you step on the scale, remember, the person who will always be with you is yourself. So you have to motivate yourself. You have to be accountable to yourself. Sometimes you have to, when you hear those negative self-talk, you have to motivate yourself. I mean, yesterday I was in the gym and I was doing a pretty intense workout, from doing some ab work for about 8 minutes and then going into my workout routine. My arms were tired. It was like a total body exercise day. You're talking about 2 hours in the gym, a minimum of 2 hours, I think. And it was tough, but I had been there before. I know what it felt like. And guess what? I started talking to myself, because you know who I'm accountable to? I'm accountable to Oscar the motivator, Oscar the diabetes reversal coach. I'm accountable to Oscar, the guy who's really big into nutrition and health. And I had to dig deep and talk to the Oscar who was like, man, my arms are tired. Let me just take a break for a second. And I have this saying, people say mantras, but I don't use the term mantra often. But in any case, this is what I said to myself. And I often say this when I need to dig deep. I tell myself very simply, no, you love this exercise and your body loves it and your body will benefit from it. So do it. Yeah, my arms may be shaking after doing 45 seconds of max effort push-ups, but it's like, no, you love doing this. If I'm doing these side shuffle up downs for a minute or so, yeah, that's a lot of cardio, a lot of movement, fast pace. Yeah, I love it. I love doing this. Oscar, you love doing this and your body loves doing it. So keep moving, keep doing it. And there's this energy that just musters up. Something else I always tell myself, I go through this little song, I guess, in my head, or this motivating thing that I say, I'm focused, I'm dedicated, I'm motivated, keep moving. I'm focused, I'm dedicated, I'm motivated, keep moving. I'm focused, I'm dedicated, I'm motivated, keep moving. And I tell you, whether I'm running on the treadmill or running outdoors, or if I'm doing an intense plyometric workout and I feel like I'm gassed and I'm about to give up, Oscar tells himself, the motivator tells the Oscar who wants to kind of chill for a second and kind of cut the routine short, hey, bro, you're focused, you're dedicated, you're motivated. So keep moving. Get up. You're resting too long. Stand up. Don't stand still. You like movement. So why are you standing there? Why are your arms on your side? Come on, you got this. So again, that's a long answer to number 9. Make yourself accountable to yourself. Okay, do whatever works for you. And this last one, number 10, is trust God. I don't know what your faith is. I don't know if you ascribe to a belief or faith. Maybe you don't believe in God. This is not a religious program, a religious podcast, but I'm not going to shy away from letting you know that I trust God, and I encourage you to trust God as well, because you know what? He gave me this body, and I believe in what the scriptures say about being in good health and prospering in my soul and in my body. So, hey, you know what? I keep up a healthy lifestyle because, hey, I've been given the gift of life. And so I literally speak to my body and I tell my body that it is strong. I speak to my blood. I speak positive things over every organ of my body on a regular basis. So trust God. Keep moving, folks, and trust God. So You use that as you will. I just believe that it's better to put confidence in God than to put confidence in people. And when I have to dig deep, I know that my faith makes me stronger, both in my mind as well as in my body. So, yeah, run with it. So, this is how I started, folks. These 10 things that I went over, this is how I started. There's much more ongoing work that I do to maintain a healthy lifestyle, but these are the 10 practical things that I do. I take my health seriously, number one. Number two, I change the way that I eat every day, or I change the way that I eat every day. I recommend you do it too. I recommend you drink more water and eliminate sugary drinks. Number four, make exercise a lifestyle and not a short-term fix. Number five, change your relationship with food. Number six, trust the process even when you don't see immediate results. Number seven, learn about the benefits of losing weight. Number eight, do not and please stop comparing yourself and your progress to someone else's results. Number nine, make yourself accountable to yourself. And lastly, trust God. And of course, keep moving. So, folks, hey, as always, I love you all. My heart goes out to everyone who's dealing with losing weight and struggling to maintain and develop a healthy lifestyle, but you can do it. I believe in you. So as always, stay focused, keep moving, never go back, leap forward and bounce back because you can. And above all else, like I always say, trust God. You got this. I believe in you. Be sure to visit the website at www.beatingdiabetieslifestyle.com for access to free resources and other information that will help you along your journey. If you would like to submit a question or a comment about the show or to learn more about the Beating Diabetes Lifestyle, you can always email me at hello@beatingdiabetieslifestyle.com. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to this podcast.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to the Beating Diabetes Lifestyle Podcast with Oscar Camejo. We hope you enjoyed this episode. As a reminder, this podcast is intended for motivational and educational purposes only. It is not a substitute for professional care by a physician or other healthcare professional or qualified fitness instructor. This podcast is provided on the understanding that it does not constitute medical or professional advice or services. If you're looking for help on your journey, seek a qualified medical practitioner. It's important that you utilize someone who is a trained, licensed healthcare professional who can help you on your journey toward good health.